Greeting, dear artist. Still remember me?
Yeah, of course, I do.
In the mood for some real study today?
Kinda. But can we do something other than cloud?
I mean, that is okay. How about something resistant?
Okay, both? Okay then, but not so sure though.
Then I am waiting for you. Go painting.
So today we will try to paint over this stock photo of a boat. My general idea for this one was a really tall person with a really dramatic triangular silhouette on the base of the boat. And maybe making this side of the triangle, like the part that touching the water, really long like this. And to add even more dramaticness to the person, I think we will put a crown or something on top of their head as well. At first, I thought about adding some little minions behind the person, like they were doing some kind of rituals or something like that, but I found putting them in didn't really look visually pleasing, like they didn't really fit well with the whole triangular shape I wanted to focus on. And even though, admittedly, I really wanted to make that initial minions idea work, because for some reasons I felt kinda attached to it. Maybe I was thinking about it too much, but well, what didn't look good just had to go. So instead, I decided to focus on this really long and continuous line at the back because I think that one looked really good. But here came another problem. Without the minions or anything else on the scenes, things look kinda bare with just the person alone, like it was lacking something. In order to solve that, first I tried experimenting around with some dust slush on where the cloth touched the water, but I ran into the same problem with the minions. Maybe adding some vertical lines here was just not a good idea, no matter how thin or thick they were, so scrapping those. And then I saw how the mountains in the background formed this kind of curve, so I thought of adding more of those similar looking lines, and maybe we could make them into some kind of slender creatures, like a snake or something like that. But before deciding what kind of creatures they were, let's focus on the person themselves first, and I began with the face, which, to be honest, didn't really need too much attention because it was just really small comparing to the full painting. But that didn't mean doing a hasty job with the face either, because it still needed to look somewhat decent when zooming in. So when painting the face, I thought just using white and blue color palette was not enough, like it made the face kind of blend in with everything else in the painting. So I wanted to add something more, like a little bit of something to make this person stand out a lot more. So I decided to add a pop red, like a really thick eyeliner in the brightest shade of red possible on their face. Even though, looking back, I'm not really sure that it is an eyeliner or a part of the eyebrow or something, but anyway, it's still a really nice touch to the face after all. So I am satisfied with that. For the crown part, I intended it to be made of some kind of mysterious dark blue metal material. And to be honest, I don't think this is the most realistic metal I have ever painted, but it's still looking pretty shiny and definitely quite mysterious. So I think it was a success in that regard. And then I added, well, what I think is a ribbon on the very tippy top of the crown and let it flow down on the back. For really no particular reason at all. I just thought it looked nice. And to balance that ribbon out, I added a scarf, or maybe, in the front too. And I also added some pop red on the cloak, by the way, just to make the red eyeliner not looking so random. Yeah. Next, I worked on the white cloak and I refocused on this line and the really long train behind. I think that's what's it called. Like there's a very long piece of cloth behind some kind of dress, like a wedding dress or something like that. Yeah, that. And after some more pondering, I didn't think I could abandon the dark slash idea, so I still put it in under the train and made them raised up, like just a tiny bit in order not to cause any visual distraction. Maybe think of it like some kind of tune or magic that allows this really cool person to walk on water surface, or something like that. Yeah. And then I worked on the pattern on the clock in the front of the chest, and I think the main inspiration for this one was the random red diamond shape I painted on there as a placeholder, and also a little bit more from the line pattern on the crown as well. Like, I don't really know any of these symbols even meant, but repeating them sounded like a good idea, like making them cohesive, that kind of thing. Maybe a really good thing in designing stuff, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the creatures next then. And so I decided to take inspiration from a really cool fish called Arapaima because they have this kind of really long and slender head shape that I was looking for. So I based my creature head on that, and as for the body, I just kept it long and thin, like just like some kind of snake or something. Yeah, and for the two that were closer to us, I decided to put some more little details on them, like a really long red eyeliner, just like the person themselves, and also a lot of groups or patterns, just like how it is on the Arapaima's head itself. And yeah, while we were working on those babies, let's talk a little bit more about the overall theme of this painting. Like, personally, I think it is about some kind of ritual, And initially, from my imagination, I was afraid it might look a little bit too much like a cult. But when actually putting it into practice, I really don't think so. Like, it doesn't really look like a cult, does it? Like, yeah, I think so. Well, at least that is my personal opinion. So yeah, like, I think it looked more like some kind of ceremony or a wedding ceremony even. Like, I don't know why this idea popped into my brain. Maybe it was because of the white clock with a really long chain behind it. Maybe, but this somehow reminded me of an old wedding ceremony, like a very long time ago, ancient time. Yeah. And also in those times, the purpose of something like a wedding ceremony is not only or even rarely to celebrate the happy occasion, but it's also a really good opportunity for flaunting wealth and power of the two parties involved, which mainly means their family, the old time. So when considering that, I think this painting matched really well with that kind of vibe. Like, if anything, I think this one definitely looked really powerful. Like, they had a certain aura surrounding them, that kind of feeling, that kind of vibe. But again, this is just my personal opinion. Don't really know what others might think about this one. So if you are comfortable with sharing your thoughts, please tell me. I would love to read what people think about this piece, as I am kind of curious. Thanks in advance. Anyway, let's leave that topic aside. It's time for some technical talk. So you might notice that for this one, I didn't really use my usual charcoal brush. I used the Klum's one. Yes, the one that I used in the canvas video. Because one of the problems I encounter with this type of painting over photo study is the difference in the textures. Like, the texture of the part I put in didn't really match with the rest of the photo, so it can look kinda off when you look at it more closely than just a glance, So today I tried to remedy that by adding in the canvas texture above the photo using the same method in the canvas video, and then painting over the photo with a brush that has the same canvas texture. And I think I will make a step-by-step tutorial for this technique if anyone needed that. By doing that, the texture on the canvas and the brush will be the same, and it would, in theory, help with camouflaging the difference between the part I painted on and the original photo a little bit better. In practice though, this may be not that noticeable when viewing from far away, but personally I think it did improve the situation quite a bit. And also, because of the nature of this kind of canvas texture, I think it did make the piece look a lot more sophisticated, like some kind of old oil paintings, like the one that only the wealthy people had the money to commission, that kind of thing. And it really matched with the whole powerful aura stuff I just talked about as well. So yeah, overall, I am really satisfied with how the textural technique turned out, and it made me want to play around even more with textural stuff in the future. And before finishing today's study, I will confess right away that there is something I forgot to add and only realized that after I was done. It is the reflection of this creature, the one that is slightly further away. Yeah, I forgot to add its reflection on the water surface. And at first, I thought about ignoring it and pretending it was something intentional. But after some more looking and thinking, it is pretty obvious and hard to ignore. So I decided to do a confession right here, right now. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's check out how this one turned out, shall we?